Julian, how do you stay ready and be your best every day when you know every throw, every whatever is going to be judged?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about improving every day, and we're trying to make it so every rep is game like, and even in 7-on-7 and routes on air, we're practicing like we're in the game and visualizing ourselves in the game. So I think it's really important. Coach Day's been honest about that.
Are you watching what Lincoln does as well?
All the quarterbacks, we take tips from each other. We take, what if they made a mistake, how can we, not make that mistake in the future? And when I make mistakes, the other quarterbacks take tips from it too.
How's your vocal leadership for you coming along from where you maybe were in the spring?
Yeah, I feel like I'm developing in that area. In the weight room, Coach Mick, we've been focusing on that, trying to improve in the vocal leadership and just as a team, with growing our leaders.
Do you have to almost force yourself to do that, or is that something that's comfortable for you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm developing in that role and kind of getting more comfortable in that.
Hey, Julian, can you scoot up to the mic for me just a little bit?
Yeah.
Thanks.
What kind of day did you have today, Julian, in your estimation?
Yeah, I feel like I had some good plays out there, and then there's stuff to clean up. We're going to get back in there and watch the tape, and see what we got to clean up, and then correct it, and we want to tomorrow.
How eager are you to know the answer to the question that everybody's been asking for 7 months now? Who's the starting quarterback at Ohio State?
Yeah, we're just taking it one day at a time. We have a close room here, and I focus on how I played today, and then just improving, and how I'm going to go practice tomorrow, and just getting my mindset ready for practice tomorrow.
Coach Day was talking about when he had gone through quarterback competitions as a player and kind of hating the guy at first, but then getting really close to him and kind of going through that competition. What's kind of your relationship been like with Lincoln as you guys have entered this competition?
Yeah, I think in the spring we only had 3 guys here in the room. Me, Tavian, and Lincoln. So we were very close as a group, and that's just grown this over the summer and then into this camp. We're a very close room, and Coach Fessler leads that. So it's a very close room, and we compete every day, but we have each other's backs for sure.
What do you feel like are the biggest places in which you've grown from where you were this spring to where you are?
Yeah, I feel like just developing in my footwork and in my accuracy, my mechanics, and then just developing as a leader is where I wanted to grow, and I feel like I've done some of that this summer.
Do you feel like you get more comfortable out there every day?
Yeah, definitely. It's just all about building confidence. You make a great play, you start to build that confidence. So it's definitely important.
How much are you on social media? Do you pay attention to what's being said?
Oh, I don't really go on social media. In camp, we're just it's all about ball. I text with my close friends and family. Just out here with my teammates and bonding, and it's all about ball.
Have you gotten to know Arch Manning? Do you know him?
I don't know him, and I know he's a great player, and I've seen him play over the years, but I don't know him personally.
And you personally, what do you think you will show people if, in fact, you get this job that's different, about what you bring to the program, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm just focusing on improving and developing myself, and being ready if my number is called.
You mentioned sort of like in the spring you was a small quarterback room, so you and Lincoln got pretty close. I don't know if you guys do anything to bond or anything together like off the
Yeah, we do. We do quarterback stuff. We go over to Coach Fessler's house and hang out. And it's a very tight room, and we hang out off the field and do a lot of stuff together. So it's good.
Any sort of like hobbies together, or just what do you do?
Yeah, we this summer I know we ended up all the quarterbacks. We were playing pig at Coach Fessler's house, and it was fun.
Coach Day talked about band and huddles as one of the things. How aware are you when you're in the huddle? How aware are you of that, and how do you feel like you develop that and next step?
Yeah, I feel like I'm developing into that role, and it's I'm trying to improve it in every day this camp, and I feel like I'm just still trying to improve in that area, and I feel like I've done a good job.
Is vocal leadership something that comes natural to you, like having that command, or is it something that you do have to, especially?
Yeah, I feel like I'm developing it, but I feel like it has to be authentic. You can't be someone that you're not. So it's there's definitely different styles of leadership, but I feel like I'm developing into that vocal leadership role.
Julian, as part of your leadership, it's earning trust with your teammates. How have you continued to build that chemistry and earn that trust with the guys?
Yeah, I think earning trust is just all about consistency. Who are you day in and day out, and are you making the routine plays routinely, and are you someone who the offense can count on and who your teammates can count on consistently?
And you talked about how close you are with Lincoln. It's a competition. How do you approach that competition going against your close friend?
Yeah, we're competing every day, but we have each other's backs, and it's a very close room, like I said before, and we have a great room, and it's all about the strength of our room, and if we can all be at our best.
So
Where do
going
you
with
try
some
to
of the
step
guys
up?
in the summer in California? Kind of what was the process like? Who came up with that idea, and how beneficial was that?
Yeah, some of the guys, they just ended up coming out, and we were able to get routes in, over our little break after spring ball, and it was good to just work on that chemistry.
Was that your idea to have them come out?
I think they just ended up coming out on their own, and we connected up there.
What's the area that you're most focused on right now personally, or that the coaches have talked to you about growing in over the next couple weeks of camp?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just focusing on developing and my execution of the offense, and commanding that huddle and improving in that leadership role.
Julian, how hard is it to maintain that day-to-day focus and not try to think ahead, behind, like this and that? How hard is it to just stay focused on the process?
I feel like it's just being where your feet are. I'm excited to be out there practicing every day. I get to play get to play the game I love, and just be out there and be with my teammates and having fun. And we watch the tape, we correct it, and just move on to the next day. But it's just playing the game I grew up playing and playing the game I love with my teammates.
In your national championship media day, you said you want to improve at everything. You said you really will focus on getting stronger during the summer, spring and summer. How do you think that went?
Yeah, I definitely put on a couple pounds with Coach Mick in the weight room, and I think I've definitely gotten stronger this summer and this winter.
Where are you up to now?
I'm at 210 now.
And you're what? Everybody keeps thinking you're 5'5". You're taller.
No, I'm 6'1".
Yeah,
6'1".
You said when it comes to vocal leadership, it's about being authentic and true to who you are. So who are you as a leader? Like, are you the kind to encourage guys? Are you the kind to ride guys? Like, what is your authentic leadership style?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's different. So there's some guys that you got to get on and you got to be very vocal with them and kind of get in them a little bit. And then there's some guys that you just lay off. They're gonna come back and make the next play. So it's different with everybody. I feel like.
Julian, two more questions. You talked to Will Howard at all?
I haven't talked to Will recently, no. But when spring ball, he was out here, and we got to connect. And he's obviously very, very close to our room and Coach Fessler. So I love Will.
Julian, when you're away from football, what's something that you use to kind of get your mind away from the competition and help? Like, what are some hobbies or things that you do to not focus on that?
Yeah, when I'm in California, I love going to the beach, hang out with friends, and just being with friends, being with family, and spend time with them.
Julian, how have you seen Brandon Ennis step up as he's kind of prepared to take on a bigger role this year?
Yeah, Brandon Ennis brings a lot of energy, vocal guy for the offense, and he's definitely done a great job this far this camp, and he's a great player, and he's a very good receiver.
When y'all got together in California, was that in Carlsbad? Where were you?
I was in Orange County.
Orange County.
Thank you, Julian.